Hey, welcome back to another anime review. This time the show will be Always a Catch, episode 8. Alright, so this episode wasn't as funny as the last episode, but it did top the plot that got to do with the two counts and the daughter and the son. So let's talk about it. It begins with the son of the count. He's apologizing to the prince for kidnapping the daughter of the village chief. But the prince A is all like, oh, I think Maria needs to apologize first because she snuck up into their mansion and all that. But the count's son says it's cool because apparently his grandmother let her in through the window. And so like that explains who that old lady was that was knitting in that chair that just let Maria walk by. Later on, the prince tells the count's son that he was investigating his father and the other count because apparently some new drugs are popping up, and he found out that the drug was being made by the crops that's grown at their village. So he was suspecting that his father was also in on it. But when they looked through his mansion, they found that the equipment to make those drugs went in his mansion, so his father should be free to go in a couple of days. And then the village chief shows up, and I've been wondering about this guy because like the villagers are looking for his daughter, but I'm like, well, what's this dude doing? Because like it seems like the villagers care more about his daughter than he do. So anyway, the village chief wants to thank the prince for finding his daughter, and he wants to thank him by giving him something to eat. So he invites all of them to his house to have dinner. And that's when he gets to apologizing to his daughter because apparently he knew that his daughter was in love with the count's son, but he wanted the count's son to marry the other count's daughter because he thought that that would benefit the village in their crops and all that. So he wasn't really looking out for his daughter's, what she wanted. Alright, so after they eat, Maria leaves her two escorts behind and she heads off with the prince. And while they're traveling, they stop off at a village where apparently they have like a little festival going on. So like the prince, he decided to have a date with Maria right there. So they walk around different food stalls, you know what I'm saying? They playing different games. And one of the games you gotta like toss the rings on the toys and all that. And somehow Maria tossed the rings on the dude that's in charge of the game, and she binds him with him. And yeah, that was kind of like the funniest thing that happened in this episode. So Maria gets like a squid to eat and all that. So like while she's eating, apparently like some sauce drops on her hand. So the prince leaves to get a napkin to wipe her hand off. And this one random dude come out of nowhere trying to chat her up and all that, trying to take her around the festival and all that. And Maria, she's actually surprised that she's getting hit on. I guess that never happened to her before. But anyway, the prince comes back and he's kind of scared the dude off. Now I don't know why the dude got scared because the prince didn't really do anything. He didn't like threaten him or anything. He just like puts his hand on his shoulder and said, "Oh yeah, I'm with her." So the prince and Maria, they get back to hanging out, and then they go somewhere private that he can tell her like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a party that's gonna be held in about a month." And at that party, he's gonna announce their engagement. And since he already broke it off with Ida, so like he can't turn down another engagement. So like if she actually gets engaged to him, she's gonna have to stick with it, and she's gonna have to deal with all these guards following around everywhere, and like people tasting their food before she get to eat it. Yeah, Maria, she says she cool with that. She says she still want to marry him, and then like they're about to kiss, and then what's his name? The aide guy shows up out of nowhere and just gets in between them. So I thought that was also kind of funny because it came out of nowhere. So Maria's all like, "Oh, where'd you come from? You wasn't there." And he's like, "Yes, I was." Then she checked with the prince like, "Yeah, like he wasn't there, was he?" And that's like a callback to the second episode, the way the second episode ended. So I'm kind of interested for the next episode. I wonder what's going to happen now that they're back in school, because I know that she did make plans to go somewhere with that other girl named Roselia. I wonder if they're going to do that, because she said she had like a beach house or something like that. So I wonder if that's going to be the next episode. Well, anyway, yeah, this is my review for this episode. If you liked this episode or didn't like this episode, leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And if you enjoy my content, why don't you think about subscribing? I appreciate it. Anyway, that's all. Take care.